I was trying to get it there. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. I'm doing this. So there's Erlene. You haven't been on the last few days in my periscopes. Welcome back. And there's Gary. Good to see you. Yeah. Yep, there I am. Yeah, there you are. I've been missing you. I know you've been gone. I've been missing you the last few days. You've been really been incognito. There's darling Linda. Good to see you. Everybody, this is good. And Alexis had mentioned a while back that we need to do a milk in here. Yeah, I saw your text. I saw it. And I did see it, so no problem there. Oh, you got home at 3? Oh, okay. So you're home for the rest of the day? Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Just going to get some people in here before I start this. Leaving at 6. Oh, oh man. Oh, no. Yeah. You'll be leaving in a little while again. Wow. So, well, by the time I get off of here, you'll probably be leaving. So, well, it's coming in the deluxe cooking blender. It hurts your stomach. Well, this is not. I'm using. This will be almond milk. This is almond milk made out of almonds, which I soaked all night, which I wouldn't have to soak all night, and I did soak them all. Now, that being said, you can take the skins off of this. I didn't bother taking them off, but you can take the skins off if you want to. I wasn't going to, because that takes a lot of time to do that. So I thought, well, I'll just rinse them and real good, strain the water, and then rinse these real good, and just put it back in this bowl and leave. And I rinse the bowl out and leave it sit. They're dry. Because I soaked them overnight and I wouldn't have had to. But almond milk shouldn't affect your stomach. It's the dairy milk that will affect your stomach. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Because this is almond milk. This is made out of real almonds, as you can see. It's made out of actual almonds. This is not dairy milk. This is non-dairy milk. This is a lot better for you. Yeah, you can take the skins off, which I have done already. But I'm probably still going to have to strain it, which I do have the nut bag right here that came with it, so I'll have to use that. And I'll get out my bowl out when I'm ready. But probably still have to strain it. And you could take the pulp from the almond milk and use it as almond flour in your recipes. Yep, I sure did. Look how big they are. I soaked them all night. You don't have to soak them for about 4 hours. You cannot do almond milk unless you soak your almonds first. That's why I have not done it until now, because I've been forgetting to get them out. But I had to get up about, I think it was 10 o'clock or something, between 10 and 11 last night, because Carmen needed to go out. So I thought, I forgot to get those almonds out. So I'm just going to go ahead and get them out and soak them while she's outside. So that's what I did and got them soaked then. So they were soaking until I got up this morning. And then I just decided to rinse them off, strain them and rinse them off, and then just leave them sit here and not take the skins off. It'll be fine though. But almonds, you do have to soak them. Oh, thank you for the super hearts. You guys are awesome. You really are. I'm going to start doing more almond milk because it's better than buying it, especially what I put in my cereal. Now, that's what I use in my cereal is vanilla almond milk. When I cook in my recipes, I just use unsweetened. Is it good for babies? I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's not dairy. You shouldn't get upset. Your stomach should not get upset with almond milk. Almond milk, soy milk, rice milk, or any of that should not upset your stomach. I can understand why dairy milk would, but almond milk should not, because it's made out of whole almonds. These almonds are raw. There's nothing in them. They're plain raw almonds. And that's what you need is raw almonds. I'm going to add probably a little salt to it and a little vanilla. You can also add agave too, but I'm not going to add that. I'm just going to add, you could have an option of agave, your salt, and that's optional, and your vanilla. I'm just going to put vanilla and agave, or vanilla and almond milk in it, or salt. Oh, you got to go pick up Brandon? Okay. All right. No, this is almond milk. This is almond milk. This is going to be made out of real whole almonds. So you can see these are almonds. They're big because I soaked them. Soaked them overnight in 2 cups of water, what it said to do. And then when I got up this morning, then I rinsed them off. I drained them and rinsed them off. And this goat milk. Hi, good to see you. Welcome and blessings to you too. This is not goat's milk. This is almond milk. But goat's milk might be good for babies. I don't know about almond milk. Goat milk might upset you too. I don't know. I've never had goat's milk either. I'm not sure I'd want any either. But you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna get this started in a little bit. As you can see, I've got this turned so you can see it. And I'll tell you what I'm putting in here as I'm putting in here. Now, it's going to take quite a bit of water. It takes 5 cups of water. So I'll just use this and then add an extra cup of water to it. So I'm going to put in my cup of almonds. And like I said, with any almond milk or cashew milk, you have to soak them first. At least the almonds you do. My cashews, I'm not sure, but the almonds you do. I'll put 4 cups of water in here. Make sure I got 4 cups. Not quite 4. That's what we got to sit it down to find. And then I'll add another cup of water to it. There we go. And then I'll add 1 more cup, like it says on the instructions. Then I think I'm going to add this eighth of a teaspoon of salt and the vanilla. I'm not going to put the agave in there. I've never thought about putting agave in milk. But I do, like I said, I do have vanilla milk, almond milk I put in my cereal. It's just an eighth of a teaspoon of salt. I don't know, but salt kind of helps the flavor, I guess. Doesn't take much. And then I'll put in a teaspoon of vanilla. And that's all I'm going to put in here. And then just start it up. And put it on our alternative milk setting. There we go. All right. All right. Now, welcome to everybody coming in. And thank you for coming in. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the alternative milk setting, which is right here. Okay, now I'm going to put that on the alternative milk setting and just press start. See what I'm making in my title. It's almond milk. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? It's cool, isn't it? It'll break those almonds up. Yes, what I'll do is break those almonds up, and it'll become whole. It'll become milk. As you can see, it's already becoming milk. Welcome to those coming in. Thank you for coming in and sharing this out. And this is just a 5-minute process for making the milk. What you see there is all the skins. If I remove the skins, you wouldn't see that, but it doesn't really matter. This is awesome. Now you need some cereal. But this will be real good. Any milk you make yourself is always better than what you buy in the store because you know what's in it. You're not putting all those harsh chemicals in it. Some of them have these real harsh chemicals, and you're not doing that. No. This is an awesome blender. It really is. It's an awesome blender. It's got a little more than 3 minutes to go. So you can see it's becoming milk, and you can still see the skins there, but... Welcome to everybody coming in. Thank you for coming in. make milk in here because Alexis had mentioned a while back. She says, well, now we need to make alternative milk in the blender. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Nutella cereal. As you can see, it doesn't look like milk. It certainly does, doesn't it? Isn't that amazing what that does? No, you don't, because you can make it in the Vitamix too. But since I have this blender, you can make it in here, and I thought I would do it to show you how you can make all the milk in it. Because the Vitamix will make the milk too. Probably your Ninja probably would too, but since I have it, I might as well make the milk in it. This is awesome. Erlene's got it. She's got the blender. My daughter's got it. Alexis has got it. I have it. Daniel has it. It's got a little bit, about a minute and 43 seconds to go. 40. So it's all going to be done before too long. No, it's got your almonds, it's got water, it's got 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of non-alcoholic vanilla. So that's basically, it's got 1 cup of almonds, 5 cups of water, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to use this for my cereal and stuff, so I don't always have to buy so much. Welcome to everybody coming in. Thank you for coming in. As you can see, this got less than a minute to go. It does a real good job. A real good job. Basically what this does, this strains it out. This is a good blender, a very good blender. I mean, this is, not too many of them have a cooking blender. What this does, it cooks soup, anything that's hot, gray stuff, want a hot soup, this will cook it for you. Raw. What you do is you put anything raw, like raw veggies and stuff in here and make a very good soup out of it. Okay, now I'm going to get out probably my batter bowl. I can use it, I suppose, and strain it in there if I have to. Don't have to be particular what to strain it in, though. Okay. Because this is going to have to be strained. More than likely, it's going to have to be strained. Basically, just put this, well, this is probably too big. I'll have to get something smaller. It's going to be too big. I'll have to figure out what to use. It won't be quite so big. I don't have any real small bowls. So I have to find out what I can use. It's going to be smaller. Maybe this bowl, this one I used to put the, I'll just rinse it out. Might work in this one maybe. Because you're going to have to strain the, has to fit down in there, and you want to have this open so you can get your milk in there. I think that'll be big enough. I hope it, because you're going to strain it out. So I've seen people use their batter bowl, but you're going to have to hold. I'll go ahead and just use the batter bowl and then hold that bag open, because that bag, this is what come with it, and you'll watch that. I'm going to cancel or shut this off for now. And I'm going to take this off. And you can see it's starting to separate. The whole idea of this nut bag is to get your, I'll get this down a little bit, is to get the milk squeezed through and leave the pulp. Leave the, and leave the pulp behind. That's basically what you want to do. Just pour it in here. And what it'll do, And then you squeeze it to strain all that out of there. Because if you don't, you're going to have grit. You're going to have grit. See, you can see there's a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now this is like milking a cow. So just bear with me on this. I know they say it's a messy job, but this is how you get the milk out. And you leave the pulp behind, because actually, in essence, if you don't strain it, you're going to have all that pulp, and you don't want that in your milk. You might not like the taste of your milk. And this pulp can be dried out. I'll just leave it dry out and use it as almond flour. Use it in cookies or whatever recipe, when a recipe calls for almond flour. See me squeezing? I'm trying to squeeze as much of this milk out as I can and leave the pulp behind. So you've got nothing but milk there. And this comes with the blender. This is for all your alternative milks, because you need to use this. And this is the first I've ever used this, so it's going along pretty good, as you can see. Try to get it all out. Looks like I lost some of my people at the... Okay. All right, pretty much about all. I think I got all I can... All right, now I want you to see this. Put this over. Put this, stand this on here for right now. I don't want to... I'll put that in. Cannot put this in the sink because the electrical on the bottom of it. It's so hard to get on the stand. Let me just bear with me a little bit. It can be frustrating to get it down there sometimes. I think I do it the wrong way. There we go. All right, now see what you have left. This bag can be thrown in the wash too, or I can rinse. I'm going to rinse it out real good. See what you have left. See this? You have to dry this out, and this could be the pulp. This is the pulp. This makes good almond flour. That's what you have left. That's what you strain out of your milk, because you're going to get that. If you don't strain it out, you're going to have that tasting in your milk, and it's going to be tasting terrible. It's going to taste like grit. So what I'm going to do is put this in a container, and I'm going to dry it out. Just put it in a bowl or something and let it dry out. And I can use this. You can always use this as almond flour. See, look how much you get out of that milk. Look how much come out of that 1 cup of almonds. And this makes awesome flour. Because almond flour, if you ever need almond flour, just make your almond milk and you have it. I'm going to take that, put that in the sink, because that has to be washed out. Yes, you certainly can. You certainly can. I want to see. Now look at this milk. Doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look awesome? Nice, and look at that. Nice and frothy. Nice and frothy. And this really works great, this batter bowl. I saw somebody else on the YouTube doing it. They were making almond milk on YouTube with the blender. And somebody was asking if you have to use this fancy blender to make almond milk. No, you don't. Vitamix will make it. Maybe your food processor will, but I doubt it. But you need something strong and powerful you're going to be able to get that almond pulp out of there. But all I have is milk, because I've made almond milk in the Vitamix before and didn't strain it, and it was so gritty. Because I was told, well, in the Vitamix you don't have to because it's a high-powered blender. Well, I still think you do anyway, because you're going to get that grit in there. Even if you take the skins off, you're still going to have that grit. Some reason it's got that grit in there, and I don't like grit. And you leave the pulp behind. But this, you can make cookies with this. You can make biscuits or whatever. This is good almond flour. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to let this sit out and dry and put it in a container and use it in my recipes with almond flour. Because that's awesome. You got an awful lot just out of a cup of almonds. You wouldn't think you'd get that much out of there. But so you strain that through there and get all the milk out, and that's all you have left is your milk. No grit. It's awesome. I really like the idea that this really worked well. First time I've ever made alternative milk in this machine. I'm going to make some more cashew milk one of these days. I just haven't got around to it yet. You got to probably soak them too. But you got to, like I said, you have to soak the almonds. You can't do it without soaking them first. This is an awesome blender for making almond milk. And look at that. It come out nice and frothy. I know it's going to taste good. It really is. It's really, I'm just going to put it in a little bit of, try a little bit cup. Just I want to see what it's going to taste like. I'm not going to drink too much of it though because I want to save it for my vegan page. I want to put it up on there, but I want to put some in here. I want to see what this is going to taste like. Just put a little bit in here. Okay. Just put a little bit in. I want to see what it tastes like. Very good. Really good. It's really good. Not as, a little bit more bland that you would get from the store, but still it's got that good flavor to it. Yeah, you want to, and you know it's made yourself. You know, and of course this has to be refrigerated, of course. And I've got a container. I'll just put it in a nice sealed container that I'll stick it in and put it in the refrigerator. And I'll have some, when I have my cereal this week, I'll have some almond milk. Because I'm always buying this almond milk, and I don't want to have to buy it all the time. If I can just keep almonds on hand, because there's a store I go to that they have them in bulk, because it only takes a cup of almonds each time. And just buy the almonds in bulk. Sure, you're going to have your almond flour, but I use almond flour for recipes, so there's no problem there. So you don't have to worry about that. It gives me extra almond. I don't have to buy almond flour that way because I already have some. But it comes out really nice. I mean, Welcome, welcome. I'm vegan. Yes, I am. I'm vegan. See, it's got a teaspoon of vanilla in it and an eighth of a teaspoon of salt. I could put agave in it to make it a little sweeter, but I don't want to make my milk too sweet because you don't want milk sweet in the first place. So I just put, hi, good to see you. Oh, you got a craving for Oreos now? Oh, yeah, dip your Oreos in it. It's really good. And it did a real good job of making, it took 5 minutes. 1 cup of almonds soaked for at least 4 hours, 5 cups of water, and an eighth a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla, and you could put a little agave if you wanted to. Oh, you've been vegetarian since 2018? Awesome. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start. I was vegetarian too, but never really followed through and did what I needed to do. So, just a minute. Carmen, what's the matter? My dog's whining for some reason. I don't know what's the matter. Let me go check on her just a minute. Carmen. Are you okay, Carmen? Oh, you're okay. Okay. All right. Oh, man. It wasn't Carmen. It was a bird outside. It was because she was sleeping. So I wanted to make sure she was okay. Hi, good to see you. See my almond milk I made in the deluxe cooking blender. It took 1 cup of almonds. You have to soak them for at least 4 hours. Well, I soaked them overnight. I wouldn't have had to, and I didn't take the skins off. I didn't want to bother taking because that takes time to get those skins off. I've done it before, and it takes time to get the skins off because I used to make almond milk in the Vitamix, and I did strain it out. This is what I got when I strained it out. Look at all this pulp. This is the pulp that you have to dry it out, and this is almond flour that you can put in any recipe that calls for almond flour, biscuits, crackers, whatever. And I'll have to dry that out and use that as almond flour. It is. It's really good. I put some in a little bit in a cup to drink it. I just put a teaspoon of vanilla in it and an eighth of a teaspoon of salt. I didn't add the agave because I don't like it real sweet, but this is good enough. Once it's cold, the flavors will come better together anyway. But you start with a cup of almonds, which is simple enough, and they're raw almonds. That's the way I buy them, is raw almonds. And by soaking them like that, it releases all those oils. Gets rid of the oil, gets them real big because it works a lot better if you soak them. Now, cashews, I think you have to soak them too. At least I'm thinking about that you have to. I'm going to do it anyway, whether you have to or not, because I think it's a lot better. Although I don't think the cashews have the oil in it that the almonds have in it. So you may get by without having to soak the cashews. But I'm going to make cashew milk one of these times too. And it's pretty much made the same way. I believe it takes 1 cup of unsalted raw cashews, 2 cups of milk, and you got to soak. Oh yes, you do have to soak that for 4 hours. The same thing, and then it takes 5 cups of water, and then you same thing, agave, vanilla, or salt in it. And you got coconut milk as well. And that takes 1 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut, which I'm going to make that sometime. I've never made that yet. Unsweetened shredded coconut, 2 cups of water, soak that for 4 hours. And you put, as you just soak it in 2 cups of water, then you only put 3 cups of water in it when you make the milk. And then still the optional seasonings are the same. And there's a combo of milk, and that's your macadamia nuts, rolled oats, whole flax seeds. Well, that'd be an awesome milk too. And then you got a macadamia nut milk, an oat milk, and a rice milk. I haven't made any of those yet. Can you make ice? Oh, this blender? Yes, this blender will make ice cream. Absolutely. You can make oh yes, if you want to take and put this almond milk in ice cream, yes, because I make what they call an ice cream. There's an ice cream I wanted to make in here, and I've got to find it. I think it's a banana, or no, it's a mango peach, and I'm going to make it sometime. Oh, thank you. I believe it's it's mango peach ice cream, and it takes 1 cup of mango peaches and 1 cup of frozen 1 cup of frozen mangoes, a cup of frozen peaches, and a half a cup of or a third cup of alternative milk, which you can use your almond milk for that, and that no mix-ins. And that, so yes, you use your alternative milk. You can use rice milk, oat milk, whatever. I like almond milk the best. I'm sure cashew milk would probably taste different. I've never had it because I'm always used to almond milk. But I thought, well, why not start making my own? Oh, yes. I have the mangoes and I have the peaches for it, but I haven't made it yet because we're on the cooler side. We're not hot. And I hesitate making it because it gets me brain freeze. But I'm going to have to make that sometime with 1 cup of mango slices and a cup of peaches and then a third cup of your almond milk. But this did a real good job. Those that are just coming in, this is the pulp I got from the almonds. They make a lot of pulp. Now your cashews won't have that, but this makes a lot of pulp. This is good as almond flour. You package it up or put it in a container or something and use it in almond flour. Because I've got recipes that call for almond flour. That's awesome. You can make biscuits with it. Hi Alexis, there's my almond milk. Got it all made. And this, and look at the almond flour, pulp I got out of it for almond flour. I got just out of 1 cup of almonds. There's my daughter. I got this much pulp out of 1 cup of almonds. I just used 1 cup of almonds. I soaked them overnight, although you don't have to. Just soak them for 4 hours. Then it takes 5 cups of water. Hi, sweetie. 5 cups of water, and then your optional mix-ins are like your I think it's a teaspoon and a half of agave, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and an eighth of a teaspoon of salt. I use the eighth of a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla, and I already tried some of this in this cup, and it's still really, really good. But you can see this is nice and frothy, and I am amazed. I got this much pulp out of a cup of almonds. And I didn't take the skins off. Now, you can take the skins off. I have done it before. Not when I've used, because this is the first time I made it in this blender. But when I was making it in the Vitamix, I would take the skins off. But you still have that grit. With that pulp in there, it becomes real gritty. Now, some people may not mind it. But I don't care for it one bit. So I use the nut bag. And you can see it's been used. I used the nut bag and got that all squeezed out, and that's what I got left. It worked really, really well. It came out really nice. It only took 5 minutes. Yeah, you can use that pulp for flour, Alexis. Yeah, good to see you. Well, yeah, it can be used. You can put it in cookies. You can put it in crackers. You can put it in biscuits. Because I've got recipes that call for almond flour. So it'd be awesome, but I want to dry it out first because it's a little moisture in it. But look at how much I got out of there. Isn't that something out of 1 cup of almonds? How much I got? I mean, I was squeezing and squeezing and squeezing that milk. I got quite a bit of milk, but you squeeze and squeeze. And I decided to use the batter bowl because I thought the batter bowl would work well, and it does. It fits real well. Just kept squeezing and squeezing. It's like milking a cow. You squeeze that nut bag and get all the milk out of there, and what you have left is the pulp. Yeah, you probably could, but since this came with the blender, I'm going to use it. I do have some cheesecloth somewhere. Yeah, you can use cheesecloth, but this bag did come with the blender, so that's why I used it. And I'm going to have to wash it out real good before I use it again. But it's real, you can see it's real small. But it's just got real tiny holes in it, but it goes right through. But it's small enough that the milk goes through, but your pulp won't go. That's the whole idea. You want to leave the pulp behind. Take the pulp and use it for almond flour and bake it in your crackers, cookies, whatever you can find to you. Because there's a lot of things out there that Oh, is it available by itself, Alexis? Well, I didn't know that, but since it come with the blender, I thought, well, I might as well make, because I know you had mentioned a while back taking and making the, I know you had mentioned before, Alexis, that we could take and we should start making alternative milk. And I remember what you said, and I thought, well, let me start making alternative milk. Now, I have not made cashew milk yet. You have to soak the cashews as well. But this came out so nice. Now, that being said, you can take, like I said, the almonds. You can take the skins off if you want to. I thought about doing that this morning because they get real big. And I've taken the skin off before, but that's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time because the skin just peels right off. You just take these 2 fingers and it'll come right off. And I thought, no, I'm just going to rinse them off, strain them real good, and rinse them, and then just put them back and rinse that bowl out, put them back in the bowl, and leave them sit until I'm ready to use them. And they were nice, big, and plump. Of course, you can see the skins going around in there, but look there, you don't see any of it in the milk. It's awesome. I took some, poured some in here, and it's really good. Sure, it isn't probably as good what you make in the, well, what you buy in the stores have a little bit more vanilla in it than this has, but this is healthier. It's a lot better to make your own. Do I? No, sorry. I probably do. Sorry. But this is a lot healthier than buying it in the store all the time. You know, and I can buy almonds in bulk, which are not real bad to buy, but if you buy enough of it, it will last a while. So I'm going to start buying almonds in bulk, which I had some anyway. I still have some more, and I'm going to start using them and make my own almond milk. And I suggest you do the same thing. Make your own cashew milk, make your own rice milk, oat milk. I want to make some coconut milk. And that calls for the unsweetened shredded coconut. I've never made that before. I don't know how that's going to taste. That ought to be awesome. You know, but there's so many alternative milks that you can make. Macadamia nuts, your oats, your rice, your combo milk, which takes unsweetened raw macadamia nuts, 1/2 cup of rolled oats, and 1 tablespoon of whole flax seeds. That'd be a different kind of milk. And then you got your coconut milk, which takes your unsweetened shredded coconut. Then cashew milk takes one cup of unsalted raw cashews. That's what I have. I get as raw cashews. And that's what these almonds were I used. Raw almonds. Nothing in them whatsoever. That is the best. Raw almonds. They are real, you know, they have the oils in them. And I think that's why you have to soak them, because they have a lot of oil in them. But they want you to soak the cashews too. And I thought about that. Didn't know if you have to soak the cashews. But according to the blender book, it says, yeah, you have to soak them for about 4 hours. Now, I soaked this almonds overnight, not knowing I didn't have to. But when I got up this morning, then I just rinsed them, strained them, and then rinsed them out and put them and left them in the bowl and set on the counter to dry out until I was ready to use them. But they were nice and plump, and I thought, no, I'm not going to take the skins off. Although you can take the skins off if you want to, if you want, rather. But you're probably still going to have the pulp anyway. You can get a lot of pulp. I mean, if I need almond flour, look, I've got plenty of it now. I mean, this will make a good recipe. However much, you know, I didn't measure it out how much there is, but it's nice and wet, but it's nice and soft too. You get a lot of pulp out. 1 cup of almonds. I couldn't believe you got that much pulp out of it. Isn't that amazing? You know, the more you use, the more you're going to get pulp. But I thought I'd look at the recipe. But look how much that made. It made quite a bit of milk. Just what I used. It didn't take a lot at all. Let's see if I got I've got a jar down here. Like this, and I can just stick it right in here. I'm going to put this right in this, and I like this because This has got a spout on it, which I almost dropped it. Be careful. Wow, this barely fits. Anything else, I can just drink it up. Yep, there we go. There, what do you think of that? There. All done. Fills this jar up nicely. These jars are really nice. I bought these at Walmart a while back, and I like it. You can just seal them up, and it keeps everything so nice and tight. And I use this for milk and different things. I've stored my almonds in this already, but this is real good. This is a ball jar. This is what it is, the ball jar. Glass jar, and this is better for your stuff anyway, and it come out so nice. Now I have some almond milk that I can use for my recipes. Basically I would use it in my cereal, but if I need any extra for my recipes, I'll just make it, and I can just make it, you know, early in the morning or something, and have it for a recipe in the day. If I need almond milk for my recipe that I'm making, I'll just make some in the morning and have it. But this is real, and you can see it's nice. It come out real nice, and it filled this jar up nice. I don't know what size this is, but 1 cup of almonds to 5 cups of water. I was surprised they wanted that much water in it, but it really isn't that much, and it did a real good job. Took 5 minutes to yeah, it is, isn't it? Make your own almond milk. You know what's in it. I put a teaspoon of vanilla in it and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. It could probably use a little bit more vanilla, but that's okay. You don't need a lot in it anyway. And this is still going to be good no matter what. Yes, you can. You certainly can. It called for agave. If this is what it said, your optional seasonings: 1.5 teaspoons of agave, or 1 teaspoon of vanilla, or 1/8 teaspoon of salt. I use the 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and the teaspoon of vanilla, but you can use agave instead of vanilla if you want to. Yes. I like vanilla almond milk in my cereal. The unsweetened kind that I use in my recipes, like when I made the sauce yesterday, don't really need vanilla in that. But I have it if I need it. But to make your own almond milk, I think the next time I make almond milk, I probably won't put anything in it and just make it unsweetened. So I'll have it for my recipes. Because you know something? You start buying it, it can run into a lot of money. It gets expensive. It doesn't take but 5 minutes to make it in the blender, and I've not got the pulp included. I mean, those that just came in, you can see how much pulp I got out of it. Oh, yes, it is. And see how much pulp I got out of 1 cup of almonds? Now, this is wet. I have to leave it sit out. But this is good almond flour. This is real good almond flour. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. This is my almond milk that I made in the blender. As you can see, I'll put this over here so you can see it easier. And when I strained it with the strainer, with the bag, this here that comes with it, this is how much pulp I got. You can use this as almond flour. But you have to let this dry out. But this makes, if you run out of almond flour, get yourself some almond milk and you have plenty. You can put this in cookies. You can put this in probably biscuits or crackers or whatever your recipe would call for. Because I have recipes out there that call for almond flour. Now I've got extra almond flour because that stuff can get expensive to buy too. Almonds are not that cheap either, but if you buy them in bulk, they're a lot cheaper, and it doesn't take that much of them because you just use a cup at a time. So it doesn't take that much. The blender does a real good job. As you can see, it did a real good job making the milk. Make your own almond milk, and you don't have to worry. You don't have to go out and buy it. Because I'm kind of getting tired of buying almond milk. I used almonds, but I didn't take the skins off. Now, that being said, feel free to take the outside skin off if you want to after you soak them. You soak them for at least 4 hours. Well, I soaked them overnight. You can take the skins off. However, I did not do it. I don't have a dehydrator, so I'm just going to have to leave it sit out to dry. But this is almond flour. Yes, this is made out of raw almonds that I had, and you soak them for at least 4 hours. Put them in your blender, in the deluxe cooking blender with 5 cups of water, and then you can add your optional seasonings like your vanilla and your agave and your salt. And it only takes 5 minutes, and then you strain it out. I use the batter bowl to strain it out into. Oh, the almond shells from the tree. Oh no, these are shelled almonds. These are actually shelled almonds. They're shelled. I bought them that way, already shelled almonds, but they're raw. Oh, you too, but they're raw almonds. I don't have any down here to show you, but I do have some. I can show you what I do have. Just a minute here. Got a little problem with this stuff on it. But anyway, this is what I buy. The diamond almonds, you can buy these at the store. These are whole. These are natural almonds. They're all raw. Now, these have been out of the refrigerator. But you buy them this way. There's nothing in them. And these are all shelled. They're blue diamond almonds. These would be just as good. The ones I had, I bought in bulk at the ones I bought at the bulk at the store at the Winco Foods. I had a whole bunch in bulk, and I used those up. So I'm gonna have to go buy some more. I might go tomorrow, buy me a bunch of almonds again, and store them. I like to store them in these kind of containers because they keep really well. Because this has got a good seal on it. But this is real good for the milk. But if you don't want to buy your own almond milk, you don't want to buy it all the time, make it yourself. It's a lot easier. With this blender, make cashew milk, rice milk, oat milk, macadamia nut milk. Now my daughter, she uses almond milk too. This would probably be beneficial to her. You know, the boys probably wouldn't drink it, and they wouldn't like it. But I use almond milk and all my, me, since I'm vegan, I use almond milk in all my recipes. Anything that calls for milk, I use almond milk. So it's beneficial for me to have almond milk on hand, because you can use mostly any alternative nut milk that you want. But basically, I use almond milk because that's what I like the best. I have it, and I use it. So I don't really have any other kind of milk right now. But I want to make some cashew milk sometime and try that. I've never tasted that. Or rice milk. I don't know if I'd like that too well, but I want to try that too. But it's amazing what this blender will do. It did a real good job. In 5 minutes, you got your milk. It was nice and frothy. Got the pulp. You take the pulp and make cookies, crackers, a good almond. I mean, look at this. It's nice almond flour. That's what you want. It's really, if I had a dehydrator, I'd put it in there, but I'm just going to have to let it dry out itself, out in the air, and it'll dry out, because I don't want to put it in a container with it wet, because it'll spoil. But this is awesome. I mean, this is, call for heating it. No, basically, this cooking blender, it's got an alternative milk setting. It doesn't heat it at all. It does come out a little warm, of course, because it's been going round and round, but it does come out a little warm. But it doesn't get hot like your soups and stuff do. No, you don't heat it. You just put a cup of almonds in there with 5 cups of water, and add your optional seasonings like your agave, your vanilla, and your salt, and then just turn it on, put it on the alternative milk setting. Push the start button and let it go. After 5 minutes, then you take your nut bag, which this come with the blender. You could buy these separate too, Alexa said. This is the nut bag, and strain your milk out of this, and then all you have left is the pulp. And this is going to have to be a good washing. I'll wash this out by hand probably. And strain it out, and you get a lot of almond flour, because almond flour, it can be expensive too to buy it. Now you don't have to buy it. You take your almonds and make almond milk, and you have your almond flour. I used to make it in the Vitamix too, but I didn't strain it out, and I have because one of my friends doesn't come on Periscope anymore, at least I haven't seen her in a long time, Darlene. She's a Seventh-day Adventist as well, and she's got a Vitamix, and she says, well, Karen, you don't have to strain it in the Vitamix when you make almond milk. So I thought, well, okay. Well, I didn't strain it, and you still have that taste of that grit in there. I would rather strain it and get the grit out. No, it's on the other counter. It's on the other. It's straight ahead of me over there. I use it every once in a while. No, I'm not getting rid of that. No way. I still have the Vitamix because it's nice to compare the two. It's not going to make some things as good as the blender, but it might do better in some things than the blender will. So my daughter's got my other Vitamix, so she can use the Vitamix too. So you're running back and forth. I like to make smoothies in the Vitamix, so it does real good to that. So no, I'm not getting rid of that. Absolutely not. I've got it. I just use this blender more right now, but I've got to find some smoothies I want to make those in here as well as in the Vitamix and see which does better. It's good to have them side by side to compare. Well, which one does a better job? Now, I did see a video on YouTube comparing the deluxe cooking blender to the Vitamix, and I don't remember what the results were, but the lady had both, and she compared both of the. I don't remember what she was making, but it was a smoothie or whatever. But you could find videos like that and compare the two, and you'd be totally surprised. They're pretty much the same. Like I said, Vitamix, when it does anything, it doesn't cook. It just heats everything from friction. You have a Ninja. I had a Ninja, but no more. I will not have a Ninja anymore because the Ninja just did not work for me. It just did not work whatsoever. I put one outside out on the curb yesterday, and an old food processor, real small one, they're gone. So somebody took them. I'm glad they did because I wanted to get that Ninja out of my garage. I don't care for it. I left the Ninja to go to the Vitamix, and I'll keep that Vitamix, and I've got this deluxe cooking blender too. With this deluxe cooking blender, what I like about it is you can put everything in there raw. Your celery, your carrots, zucchini, sweet potato, whatever your recipe calls for, and it cooks it. Where the Vitamix, it just heats it up with friction. It doesn't cook it. So therefore, if you haven't got your water completely hot, like boiling before you go on the soup setting, your soup is not going to be hot. Now, there's one guy on YouTube. It's Raw Blend. His name is Tommy. He's got an accent. I think he's from Australia. But anyway, he does everything raw in the Vitamix because that's all he has is a Vitamix. And I like to watch his videos and see what he's putting in there raw. And I guess it's okay, but I don't know. I wouldn't attempt a raw soup with carrots and celery because it's not going to come out very good because it's only going to heat up with friction and it's not going to get them cooked like this would. So that's the only difference about it. One's better than the other. You got a glass container with this one and you got a plastic container with the Vitamix. I like this fact it's got a glass container, which really gets hot. Vitamix container doesn't get quite as hot, so it's better. Well, you look, his name is Tommy. I don't know what his last name is because he doesn't give his last name. But just look for a YouTube videos with raw. Just type in raw blend, and you'll see his. That's what his YouTube channel is called Raw Blend. Just put raw RAWBLEND, and you can see he uses Vitamix, and he does everything in the Vitamix. And I like it because I've subscribed to him, and he's awesome. He really is awesome. So just check him out and see what you think. You might get some ideas if you've got a Vitamix to do some recipes in it. I've gotten some ideas. I think I printed out one a while back of one of his recipes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what he does, but you got to get your water really, really hot to make a soup. A smoothie, he uses veggies and stuff as his smoothies too. You can use carrots and celery in your smoothies. Not that I would, but he does that too. But he is good, having all those Vitamix YouTube videos. When I first got my Vitamix, I watched YouTube videos all the time. Now I watch YouTube videos on this and other things that I want to find from Pampered Chef that I might be interested in. So, but there's a lot on there about this blender now, a lot more than there ever was. People are making things and posting them up on YouTube, and you get to see what they're making. And I've seen almond milk made in it, but I haven't seen any cashew milk made in it yet. I haven't seen any videos for cashew milk. They've done the soups, most of the soups. They've done smoothies in it. Quite a few different things. But not everything has been done in this blender yet that's in the book. I mean, this book is just chock full of recipes. I mean, it's limitless to what you can do. You can make them again. If you like something, you make it again. Now, I haven't made this one yet, but Alexis has made this hidden veggie marinara sauce. She's made this already. And I want to try to make this. with the pasta. She did it on Periscope, but it really looked awesome. So I want to try to make that too. It really looks good. She used mozzarella cheese, but I got shredded cheese, so that would work fine for me, and I got vegan. But and you got a zucchini, it's got carrots in it, it's got Italian seasoning water, salt, garlic cloves, a can of diced tomatoes. Yes, I'm going to make that. Oh, you love to cook? Awesome! So do I. Since I've been coming on Periscope and been cooking, I have really been enjoying it because I'm learning so much and I'm teaching other people that you can cook in your own home. You don't have to be at the mercy of the manufacturers to buy their products because everything that you buy, you're at their mercy because of all the chemicals in there. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Because you're at their mercy because they put so many chemicals in their products. Chemicals that you don't want to put in your body. They're awful to put those in your body. So I don't want to do that. So I try to make my own whenever I possibly can. That's why I decided to make this almond milk. For those that just came in, I used 1 cup of raw almonds that I soaked. You have to soak them at least 4 hours. I soaked them overnight. The longer you soak them, the better. You can take the skins off if you choose. I did not. I just drained them off and then rinsed them off real good. Put them back in and rinsed out the bowl they were in. Put them back in the bowl and left them sit on the counter until I was ready to make this. And then I made it. But it's awesome. And you just 5 cups of water. And then I put 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt in it plus a teaspoon of vanilla. It also calls for 1.5 teaspoons of agave. But those are optional. You don't have to put anything in it. If you want it unsweetened and use it for your recipes, you can do that too. I wanted a little bit for my cereal, so that's why I did that. But this has to be kept in the refrigerator because it's like milk; it will spoil, of course. And that's why I put this in here. It'll be fit in the refrigerator real easy. So now I have extra almond milk if I need it. I don't have to go scrounging for it because I'm going to start buying almonds in bulk and start making my own almond milk because you know that'll save on grocery bill. If you make your own, you save tremendously because things are so expensive nowadays. And if you can cut back by making it yourself, I suggest you doing that. So I'm going to start making my own almond milk. And that's why I like this blender. I can make my own soups. Don't have to go and buy the vegetable soups. Don't have to buy your broccoli cheese soup or anything like that. You make it yourself. It's a lot better if you make it yourself. Tastes so much better too. You know, that's what I say. Yes, it is. Absolutely. And I tell you, my grocery bill sometimes is a lot higher than I want it to be. Well, it could be better. I just have to start making more and more things from scratch. And the only thing I do now is I go out and buy the stuff I need for a certain recipe I'm going to make in here. I'll just go buy that and come back home. But I'm going to start buying almonds and keeping them. I've got cashews on hand now, but I think I'm out of almonds now, except what I showed you in the refrigerator. I'll have to buy some more almonds. I got at this one store, Cub, used to be Cub Foods, but it's Winco Foods now. I'm going to buy me some almonds in bulk and have them on hand. Yep. Yeah, I've got it. Well, I'll figure it out in time. But you know, it will save the grocery bill. Absolutely. Make it yourself. Because I've been buying almond milk, the unsweetened. I buy the vanilla kind all the time. And I thought, well, why am I doing this? I can make it myself. I don't have to do that. I don't have to start, So I'm just going to start buying my own and making my own. My daughter can make her almond milk if she wants to in the blender or the Vitamix, either one. Yeah, I suppose it depends on where you buy them from. I think you can get them from from Amazon. I don't know if they'll be cheaper from Amazon. I haven't bought any in a while, so I don't remember what the prices of them are. But I do know the last time I bought cashews, I think they were around $6 a pound. But see, that's depending on what kind of cashews you get. I try to get the raw cashews because if you're going to make milk or use them in a recipe, you want raw. So I'm going to get some raw cashews. I'll probably go to Winco one day this week and get me some more raw cashews. Because this isn't going to last very long and I want to make me some more. I can make me some more all the time. Make me some every day. If I need almond milk, I can, because I use it a lot. I use it for my cereal, use it in my recipes. So if I don't use it, it's still here. So I'll use this in my cereal regardless. Because I eat cereal a couple of days a week and I can put this in with my cereal. It'll taste really good, People might people might even use it. The ones that drink coffee might even put it in their coffee as a creamer. Oh, they could probably do that too, because there are people that like coffee with cream in it, you know, and sugar. Well, you can do that too. But it's sure a lot better to make it yourself and not rely on the manufacturers. You could do, you know, make it yourself, and you know what's in it. You're knowing what you're putting in your body before you put it in there. And that's what I like about it. It's awesome. So I'm going to close this Periscope up for a little bit because I want to sit down and rest before I walk the dogs. But I'm going to hold this up here and show you. This is what the almond milk looks like. And I'm going to tell you, I hope you all have a great and marvelous day. And until we meet again, take care. God love you. I love you all. And bye-bye. I think I got to get off there. There we go.